Hey there, friends. It's Elizabeth here from the Everyday Storyteller, and I am here with a Project Life catch-up video. So throughout the year, I'm hoping to catch up with previous year's Project Lives by completing whatever layouts I am missing for each month of the year. So in February, I am working on previous year's February layouts, and this particular one is week 8 of 2023. So as you can see, I have all of my photos and pocket page cards all printed out. I am using a digital version of the Little Moments Story Play Collection by Ali Edwards, and I have just printed a bunch of digital elements from that kit. You're going to see that I also use some physical elements as well, but especially for some of the pocket page cards, I decided to use the digital version since I could print my journaling directly on them. This is a really simple and fast layout. It came together super easy. As you can see, I am working in the 6x12 size, which means that since I have a lot of photos for each week, I have to be a little bit creative on how I add them into the spread. So you'll see that I printed out some mini photos to go on that 4x6 card that I'm adding them to right now. I believe those are around 1.75 by 1.5 inch pictures. And I try out that last photo on both of those 4x6 cards, but I end up going with the one that already has photos on them, just because I realized that that photo actually went with one of the journaling stories that I told on that card. So I figured that it would be good to have the photo to go along with the journaling on that particular card. You'll see that I also have the physical kit, and I am right now showing you that same page. That is the physical version of the digital little moments journaling spots that I created those 4x6 cards from. As you can see, I had previously cut up that particular page. It was originally 7 by 8.125, which is the outside of the page protector for 6x8. But I decided to go with the digital version since I could print straight on it, and since I had previously cut up the original physical version that I had. Now you're going to see that I am just adhering a couple of things down. I adhere the 4x4 photo to that one 4x6 card and add the "aw yeah" embellishment to that Little Moments journaling space. I don't really love the chipboard there, but this layout is complete and I'm calling it done, and I don't care if it's like the perfect placement because it's I'm catching up. So things need to get done. I also popped up the date with some foam dots. I printed that out also when I printed out the 3x4 pattern paper. That is actually a pattern paper that was a transparency for this particular kit. I did not want to use 3x4 size and cut that transparency into a 3x4 and then have like an odd amount left. So I just printed it digitally. And now I am trying to figure out what I want to do for embellishing. I obviously could have used some more of those chipboard pieces. You saw me try that out, but I end up going with something a little bit different. If you've been on my channel for a while, you know that I have a ton of stamps, but I don't usually stamp very often, mostly because I have a problem with things not looking perfect. And with stamping, you cannot expect perfection, and that is hard for me. But my original idea was to stamp straight on these photos, but again, I can't do that because eek, I'm not that great of a stamper. So instead, I pulled out a piece of vellum and I'm going to stamp on the vellum and then adhere the vellum onto the photos. So that's kind of my workaround since I feel like I'm not that great of a stamper, but I still want to add stamps. So I stamp on something else that I can redo and then add that whatever it is as an embellishment onto my photos instead of just stamping straight on my photos. So I believe this is a old Studio Calico stamp set. I believe it was from one of the monthly kits back when they did 3x4 stamps inside of their documenter kits, which I have no idea what year that was. But I don't believe you can get this stamp since Studio Calico stopped making memory keeping supplies. But anyway, this is a Studio Calico stamp set. And I am just stamping out several different versions of some of the sentiments on there. So I have Color Me Happy, Sweet, those cluster of stars, and then this circle one that says, Oh Happy Day. As you can see, I am stamping multiple times to see which one is better looking. And I am using Stays On ink because that seems to be really the only stamping ink that I get along with. Stays On so far has never let me down. It usually gives a good impression, and it's a quick dryer. It works on vellum like this. I got this vellum from Michael's. I don't even think it's printable vellum. It's just regular vellum that they sell. And it worked really well for this particular layout. If you look really closely, you can see that since I cut it right away after I stamped, there is a bit of smudging going on, but not enough to bother me. So I'm just going to continue cutting all of these little sentiments out, and then I will adhere them to my photos with my Tim Holtz tiny attacher, which I love that thing. That's one of my favorite memory keeping supplies, definitely. Next, I felt like I would add a little something more because I still felt like it looked a little bit too simple. I'm still looking over there at that chipboard, oh yeah, and thinking I don't really love it, but we're keeping on. I do end up going into my stash and finding these, I don't even know what these would be called, cork, I guess, yeah. Cork Asterisks that I really love. I have no idea where I got these, you guys. No idea. I feel like it was probably from a Studio Calico kit, but I have supplies from like 2016. So who knows where these came from, but I am using up my stash. So I am adding a couple of these little asterisks to several different photos, again with my tiny attacher because I love that thing. And that is my layout finished. I feel like that was the perfect pop of fun that I needed. And I add one little tiny one to the little details card, 4x6 card, and I call this layout completed. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you will follow along for the rest of my Project Rewind videos. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.